Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Andrea. So I'm going to show you guys what my money has done all year long, where all my money has gone, what are some of the goals I was able to accomplish, and how I'm going to be using this year's data or information so that I can set goals for the next year. All right, so let's just get started. Okay guys, so this is my spreadsheet, my budget workbook. I call it my Budget Boss workbook. So this is what I use to track my money. It's basically my budget in a spreadsheet. So I have created this. I'm not gonna go through every single like month tab down here because I have overall tabs to be able to better show you guys. I just wanted to show you guys what 1 month looks like of me budgeting. So if you can see down here, I have all the months listed and some extra tabs I kind of added in there. What we're going to do, I'm gonna start off with my savings tab. So this is where I track obviously everything that I have saved this past year. And more because it gets rolled over every year. So first off is the tracking part. I just basically put in everything here, money going in and out, and it kind of like just tracks over here on this side. So first off, I have my sinking fund. So sinking is for anything holiday related, birthday related, and that's it. So any sort of holiday expense comes from this sinking fund. So if you watched my previous video, I mentioned how I blew through my $1,000 Christmas budget. So my goal was this past year was to have $1,000, and I did like reach that limit, but then I overspent $800 worth. So that's why I'm bumping up this sinking fund to $2,000 next year, just to make sure that doesn't happen again. So to make up for this $100, I need to pull this money from somewhere else. It'll most likely come from my Jeep fund because the Jeep is really not top priority for me right now. So I probably just pull out of my Jeep fund and put it back into this money I overspent. And then I have my wedding fund. Also, if you watched my previous video, we were planning on saving $12,000 for our wedding. Each of us contributes $500 each month, so it ended up being $1,000 a month. But then we pushed back the wedding another year, so we are able to save $24,000 for our wedding, which will happen in 2022. And then I have $9,000 right now. I have used about $3,000 or $4,000 of this already. And then my down payment for a new home, my goal is $40,000, so I'm about a little less than $10,000 away from that goal. And then house renovations. This is not really a top priority. Just if I need to fix anything around the house, that's where that money's coming from. And then those two I don't track. My car insurance actually just went through like last week. And it was actually $869.10, but I had saved $900 for that expense. So I'm left over with $30.90 to roll over for next year to pay for my car insurance. So that's that. And then this kind of little graph shows you how close you are to filling that up. So that's my savings tab. Okay, so this is my monthly expenses tab. So I have a couple different graphs here to show different things. So the first one is my average monthly spending. So this includes needs and wants. So this is all of my spending on average per month. So on average it's about $2,300. So I know I need to earn $2,300 a month to be able to live comfortably in my own personal situation. So and then the next one I have here is my average grocery expense. This one was super important for me to track when I was first learning how to budget and first figuring things out. Now I'm pretty confident. It's $100 a week. It's about $400. And these October and November are really low because I started using my PEBT card that my two kids got for like COVID for groceries and stuff. So I've been using that. That's why it's pretty low here. Also included, it says grocery expense, but also for me this includes eating out. I don't normally pay for a lot of eating out just because I pay for groceries and then my husband pays for eating out. So there is some small eating out expenses in here, but not a lot. So this is my average. It's a little bit skewed right now because of these 2 months that are really low. So moving on, I have my average savings rate. So this chart is my income, my expenses, and then how much I was able to save of my income. So on average through the whole year was about 47%, which I think is pretty good. I'm pretty proud of that. Yeah, I would like to keep it at 50, but 47 is pretty good. So every single month I save on average 47% of my income. And then moving on, the next one is my year-to-date savings. So I track how much money I saved per month. And on average, I kind of added this extra one down here. It says average savings per month. I save about $2,400 every single month. So I put this on my stories the other day. I'm about $300 away from saving a total of $30,000 in 2021. I was trying to figure out how I was gonna come up with those $300 extra dollars. When I'm filming this, it is December 30th, so I literally have like today and tomorrow to figure out where that money would come from. So I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, oh well. 29,000 is still a great number. I'm super proud of what I've been able to save this year. So that's that one. Okay, so the last graph here tracks my survival number. So on average, I need about $1,600 to be able to survive, like just bare bones survive. And what that looks like for me is like groceries, utilities, bills, my mortgage, and household expenses. Okay, so I'm making sure the lights are on, the water's running, I have a roof over my head. I'm making sure like the family has soap, shampoo, hygiene stuff, paper towels, toilet paper, stuff like that. So on average, I need about $1,600 to be able to survive. So if for some reason I was to lose my job or, you know, whatever might happen, I need to figure out how I'm going to make $1,600 a month, because that is what I need to survive. Bare bones, basic necessities. This is one of my favorite tabs right here. I don't know why, I just love it. This is the yearly expenses. So you can see over here is all of my categories, and they're divided up in needs, then wants, and then after that is my savings, which is sinking funds, investments, and extra debt payments. So you can see like in January, all that I spent adds up at the bottom. And then if you go to the right, you can see how much I spent per category total for the whole year. So for food, $4,500 for an average of $380 per month, which comes out to be 9% of my income. So I don't know, I'm a numbers person. I like looking at all these numbers. Business, these are millennial money boss expenses, and I need to switch and have it come out of my business bank account instead of my personal. Household expenses, like I just mentioned, soap, conditioner, paper towels, toilet paper, anything for the house, which is an average of $120 per month. Bills, these are utilities, $5,000 for the whole year. My mortgage is $500 a month. Health expenses, I believe they don't happen too often, but this is when I got like new glasses. And then car, I don't pay for like gas in my car. This $250 was when I got in a car accident, and that was my deductible. Let's see, and then moving on to my wants, personal. This year I started adding in a lot more personal expenses. I started getting facials, I started getting waxed regularly, I started buying more skincare products, just spending a little bit more money on myself. I'm in a place where I'm comfortable and comfortable enough to be able to set aside $300 to $400 every month for myself. Kids, if they ever need like clothes or toys, it comes out of just the kids category. Fun, we don't spend a lot of money on fun here. This is like if we go out to the movies, and with like COVID and stuff, it hasn't really been happening a lot. About $50 a month. And then, oops, miscellaneous. As you can see, I don't really have a lot of miscellaneous spending anymore, just because I'm like getting better at not spending things that are just like random, but sometimes they happen. And my most recent miscellaneous expense in December was almost $600 because I applied for passports for me and my 2 daughters. So that is where that expense came from. Office doesn't happen too often. Pet, we gained a cat the beginning of this year, so it's about $40 a month for pet. Allowance, honestly, I don't know if I'm gonna continue doing this allowance things for my kids next year. And then Starbucks, I spent $400 in Starbucks this year, which is about $40 a month. And then into my savings, so like I mentioned before, sinking is any holiday or birthday expense. So I started off saving $110 every single month until I filled it up. And as you can see, in about June, I filled it up, so I stopped contributing to it. And then I guess in around August, September, I started using it again, probably for Halloween expenses and then Christmas expenses. So then I started contributing to it again. And then, like I mentioned earlier, I want to have $2,000 for next year, so I bumped it up to $200 a month. And then we have my Jeep, which is like the lowest priority I have. So whatever extra money I have goes to my Jeep fund. Wedding is $500 from me every single month. My down payment is just there. It's a higher priority than my Jeep, but not as high as my wedding. House renovations, it was, I don't know, it's kind of all over the place. It's just meh. We haven't even been contributing to it recently. Haven't needed it. Automatic savings, this is just the automatic savings transfer I have every single month. And then my cushion and my car insurance. So my car insurance, I was saving $200, and then I don't know what happened, I lowered it, and then I like maxed it. It got to my goal, and then I stopped contributing to it. And then last week I had to pay for it, and I did my calculations, and I need $85 a month to have $900 for the next year. My investments, every month I send $100 to my 2 daughters' 529s, and then my Roth. So here are my Roth IRA contributions. It is 15% of my income. I kind of talked more about this on my previous video as well. Every month I set aside 15% of my income to send to my Roth IRA. Next year, my goal is to send 20% of my income towards investments. So as you can see, in about July, I maxed it out at $6,000. I continued saving 15% of my income, but instead of putting it in my Roth IRA, I put it in a brokerage account. So that's what happened here. Since I'm going to be saving 20% of my income next year, I will probably max out my Roth IRA maybe a couple months before. And then I'll just move over to putting that money in the brokerage account instead. And then in December, I had a lot of like income bonuses, so that's why this one is so high. and both of them combined, if we scroll over, I invested a total of $7,700 this year. And then Robinhood, I don't really purchase like a lot of Robinhood stuff. What I did was I had an Acorns account and I wasn't using it, I wasn't digging it. So I took all my money out of my Acorns account. It was about $200, and instead I put that in my Robinhood account and invested in cryptocurrency. So this is not any sort of investing advice. I just wanted to dip my toes into cryptocurrency, and I had extra money to do so. So that's what that is. And I also started paying for life insurance this last month. Here's where I track any extra debt payments, which for me would be my mortgage. If I wanted to throw an extra money at my mortgage, I would track it here. Or if I wanted to pay any extra towards my furniture, which I bought on credit, I only did so once with $100, and just the furniture is 0%. I'm on an automatic payment to make sure I pay it off before that 0% goes away. So it's not really a priority for me to pay extra. Also with my mortgage, I have a pretty low interest rate. It's like 3 point something. So not really a priority for me to be paying that off. So no extra debt payments for me this year. Here you can see if they balance out, which usually they do. Some months I'm over $1, some months I'm missing $1. That's not a big deal to me. Recently I've been getting it at $0, which is just perfect. Okay, so then there's a little 50, 30, 20 graph down here. As you can see, my savings is almost 50%, as we saw earlier. My needs is about 36% of my income, and then my wants is 16%. So pretty good. So that's everything I have for you guys. That is my yearly money recap. Seeing what my money did all year gives me a better idea of where I want to be next year, or what goals I can achieve within the next year. So I'm super excited. If you haven't watched my previous video, which I mentioned a few times in this video, please go back and do so. It is my 5 money moves for 2022. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please leave me any comments you have down below or questions. You can follow me on Instagram at Millennial Money Boss, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.